This city has stories, and so do we. It's not just a podcast, it's a movement. Real stories, real people, real purpose, real purpose. Pull up a seat, get comfortable. Let's talk purpose, pain, growth, and everything in between. From the heart of Atlanta to wherever you are, welcome to Stool Talk. Let's walk it out in purpose together. So today with us on Stool Talk, Kingdom Grind Radio Edition, we have with us a special guest. Here on Stool Talk, we walk in our purpose on purpose, and today's guest is definitely doing that. She's killing it in the classroom. She is really exemplifying what being educated, being smart, being set apart, and being like no other. Today we have with us the one, the only, Miss Sha'RiYah Blackshear. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. First off, we just want to tell you congratulations on committing to Central State University, correct?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. What made Central State feel like home for you?
So I toured Central State, I think like 3 times when I was in middle school because I kept wanting to go back. It just felt like it was close enough to home where I would be connected, but far enough where I could experience life on my own. And it's a HBCU, which I always wanted.
Yeah, definitely. And you earned 14 offers as a student scholar. What does that say about your hard work and dedication in the classroom and just you as an amazing individual?
Thank you. It just goes to show that hard work can take you a long way. And it just shows how I've been working hard since middle school. It took a lot, but it's never easy, and it just shows that with a little dedication anyone can get there.
Yes. What does faith mean to you, and how has that helped you get to this level that you at? That's only the beginning, but how has it got you to this level thus far?
Having a strong family community and having faith in God for me was the rock I stood on when things got hard, especially senior year, when they're taking all these horror classes and balancing, clubs and things of that nature. But just being able to unwind every Sunday in church with my family was really healing for me.
Yeah. What would you say about faith or about another young kid or young adult or even people that look up to you and your family about having faith and the ability to have that relationship help you and not be afraid of what it looked like because it really can be helpful for you? What does that look like? What would you say to that?
I would say it is a little scary at first, especially when your family or your friends aren't as connected with God as you would like them to be. And it's kind of stepping out of your comfort zone. But I think it's important to recognize that God is always there for you, whether you're in your Bible every single day or if you're a every other day type of worshiper. It really is all about you and how much you communicate. So I think it's just important not to think of other people's opinions when it comes to faith.
Yes, and I love that definitely about you. When did you knew that you were unique, set apart, and that you were not like other people, that you couldn't do what other people do? They can get away with different things, they can do that, but with you, your journey was going to be different.
My mom told me from a very, very young age that I was different from everybody else. She very much beat that into my head, like you are not like every other girl out here. So I think that just having her repeat that to me my whole life is what really set in stone. But also it's like I was very aware that I have a lot of people's eyes on me, whether that's on social media or just like teachers. I've been told that I'm being watched all the time. So I feel like that just made me really realize I needed to lock in and choose the right path.
Yeah, I'm on Stool Talk and even Kingdom Grind. We don't only spotlight athletes, but you are proving academics and being intelligent and walking in your field and doing it the right way. How important it is to represent young black young ladies and even young kids being able to do it the way that you're doing. When you see and hear that, what does that do to you, and what does that make you want to go harder? Does that make you feel like you accomplished something, or is like this only the beginning?
A little bit of both. It makes me feel very proud of myself for showing kids that sports is not the only way to get to college and have a good future, especially since I have 5 little siblings. And just being a role model for them, like, it's a big job, but it's also a great opportunity. And I just think about that every day.
Yeah. Why did you choose the major in psychology and minor in criminal justice? What sticks out about that? Is that something that you always thought about?
So when I was younger, I wanted to be a therapist. So mental health and things of that nature have always been interesting to me. But growing up, I was told I should be a lawyer because I can argue really well. So I thought, well, I do like law, but I don't think a lawyer is the right path. So I was like, I can combine my love for psychology and law and just put them together. And I got forensic psychology.
Yeah. What inspires your passion for helping and understanding people mentally and emotionally? Because you have a great passion to help people. Where did that come from, and how does that make you tick? Like, is that your thing?
So I've always been told I was helpful. And as I grew up, I became more empathetic. I feel like I'm very in tune with my emotions along with other people's emotions. So that's always just made me more of a helping type of person.
Yeah. What's one challenge you had to overcome during high school that helped shape your journey the way you are today?
So a lot of people don't know this, but I didn't start at Central Catholic. I actually started at Notre Dame for my freshman and sophomore year. And I transferred, and I think that was the biggest challenge because having to readjust midway through high school at the start of one of the hardest years of high school was something that definitely wasn't easy, but I definitely needed it because Central was the right community for me, for sure.
What made you stay on task and not keep up with the Joneses and not get sidetracked? Because Central is a great school education, but it's a lot of people there that, do different things, whether sports or people that's involved in different things. What made you stay on the right track and not get caught up with all the other stuff?
To me, it's always came down to weighing out the pros and cons. Yeah, it might be fun now, but in the future, it would be more fun to be able to relax and have a good and high paying job and to do something I love rather than working a 9 to 5 every day for something I hate. So I feel it's important to stay on task now so that life will be easier later, if that makes sense.
Yeah. How does it feel with you knowing that colleges saw something special inside you? Because it wasn't one, not two, not three, not four, but 14 colleges seeing something and wanted to offer you. How did that make you feel?
It made me feel really proud of myself, and it made me happy to see my family happy because this is what they wanted from me for my whole life. So it just filled me with a lot of joy and pride in myself.
Yeah. Now, do you feel like you got the pressure on continuing at the next level since the...
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you got it though. You got it. What advice would you give younger students who may feel overlooked because they aren't athletes?
I would tell them that it's okay to be the underdog sometimes. You might not be the first person they look at because you're not athletic, but that's okay because you're going to be the last person they look at when you get your 3 diplomas. So I feel like it's just, you have to, again, just focus on what you're doing and not what other people are thinking or looking or doing, because at the end of the day, it's about you and your path. So.
Yeah. What separates you from other students your age?
I think what separates me is that I've done everything. I moved up a grade when I was younger. So I've done everything a year younger. And it takes a little extra work because I'm going to be going to college at 17 years old. And it's just having to learn life skills while also balancing having straight A's and doing all these honors classes. I feel like that's what sets me apart because I'm a very diligent worker.
Yeah, what's that go-to scripture that you go to when things get hard, or the go-to scripture that even you use for motivation and encouragement?
I think the very first verse of the Bible is what I go to be honest, because it just is it's the beginning of something so great. And it reflects my own journey. Like this is just the beginning of a very long but powerful journey.
Yeah. And you can tell, what you have inside you because you saying you starting school early, but you carry yourself like somebody already in college. Like I have interviewed many college, athletes, college students, people that just college, and you're not even there, but you carrying yourself that, like you already been there. Have you heard of that before? That you carry yourself older than you are?
Yeah, I've been told I act very mature for my age. I think it's because I was exposed to college at such a young age that I just grew up knowing exactly what I needed to be like. So,
Yeah. In what ways do you hope that your psychology and criminal justice degrees help you impact your community?
so I want to make an impact specifically within the Black community where we might be a little underrepresented in the law department because that is I see that as a big issue. It all started. I started to notice it with the Black Lives Matter movement, and I was like, maybe I can make a change. A small change is still a change. So I think that becoming a forensic psychologist will help me represent people like me a little better.
Yeah. What's one thing people misunderstood about being high achieving academic student?
A lot of people, a very big misconception about me is that I'm stuck up because I don't do a lot of things that kids my age do. And I just think that I'm not that different from anyone else my age. I feel like I'm a very outgoing, a very open and easy person. So I wish that wasn't a misconception, but unfortunately it is about a lot of kids like me.
Yeah. So if you could tell another young girl chasing academic success, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to keep going no matter what. There will be things that will knock you down and make you feel like you can't do this no more. You want to just take easy classes or take the easy way out. But that is not what God has planned for you. So you need to stick with his plan and not your own plan.
Yeah. And what legacy do you want to leave behind as you head into this next chapter?
I want to leave a legacy of education and diligence and hard work for everyone younger than me, but specifically my siblings, because I see them look up to me and I want to make sure that they have something great to look up to.
Yeah. And when people hear the name Sha'RiYah Blackshear years from now, what do you want them to remember?
I want them to remember where I came from so they can see how not easy, so they can see how relatable it can be, how they could do the same thing that I did. And I never want to be a bit of a figure that everyone reveres. I want to be someone relatable so that they know that they can do the same thing.
Yes, definitely. And how has faith, family, and your personal discipline, which you got a lot of, play a role in your success?
I think it just kept me grounded. It kept me very down to earth. Though I am proud of myself, it also kept me humble. It gave me a lot of humility to have faith and to have a family to remind me that I still have a long ways to go.
I had interviewed, what's her name? Oh my goodness, I'm having a brain freeze. The lady that used to be over it, and she was just talking about how so many people come into the program and how they excel in Central because Central is a good educational school. So going there, what words could you give the oncoming students about the education and the formats and how it is there not to be afraid that they can handle it? What words could you give to them?
I think I would tell them not to be intimidated by the size of the school because Central is a really big school. But once you get into the classrooms, it's very intimate. You're going to have a relationship with your teachers. So it's important not to be scared when going into these classrooms. It's important to stay focused because it can get a little hectic. There's a lot of kids there and not all of them are doing the same thing you're doing. They don't have the same goals in mind. So I would say just don't be scared because I was scared too, trust me.
uh, Growing up in Toledo, what kept you focused on your future instead of getting distracted by everything around you?
I would say my mom was my biggest motivator to stay focused. There was times where I may have strayed away from my goals a little bit, but she was quick to put me right back on track. So I think having a person that you can rely on to keep you facing forward is a really important thing.
Yeah, shout out to your mom too. Shout out to your family. A lot of great people.
Yeah, so
The love, the support, the nurture, the always having each other back. That's what's amazing about your family as well. A lot of young girls your age They follow the trends. They settle for less. Some choose a lot of different paths. When did you recognize like being set apart was gonna make you be special, but not in a way where you know trying to be do it on purpose, but doing it because that's what's really inside you, and not doing it just because other people doing it?
I think I really realized that. I think going to high school freshman year is what made me realize that there are some things that other girls do that I just cannot do. And it just, I feel like just knowing that you're set apart, but you can still be a teenage girl. You can still go and do all these fun things. You just have to realize where you need to end up at the end of the day. Um, I feel like just having that mindset is what kept me not completely separate, but just a little bit ahead, um, intellectually.
Yeah. What does making it out of Toledo mean to you personally, and how does it motivate you to change the narrative for yourself and your family?
Making out of Toledo for me isn't so much about the physical city of Toledo, but more about the cycle that people find themselves in, like the just having to go to work every day and just living paycheck to paycheck. I really want to make it out of that cycle. To me, it just means making my family proud and also making the whole city of Toledo proud. My biggest thing is that I want to represent my city wherever I go. So I
Yeah.
just think that is what making it out means to me.
Yeah. How do you stay true to yourself in a generation where people feel pressure to fit in?
I go to God a lot because I can be susceptible to peer pressure too. It is not easy to say no to peer pressure at times, but asking God, is this really what He wants from you, is so helpful because half the time you know exactly what He's going to say. You just didn't want to believe it yourself. So I feel like having that one-on-one time with Him, even if it's just for 5 minutes, can really clear your mind about things.
Wow, you leads me to my next question. How important is hearing God's voice and staying connected? And what should people do to hear God's voice and stay connected?
It is so important because it is hard to decipher God's voice from your own. And one trick I learned that my auntie actually taught me is if it sounds like something that you want more than what God wants, then that's not God's voice. Like if it sounds like something that will bring you joy and fulfillment but not any meaning, then that's not something that God wants for you. So it's important to learn how to decipher those thoughts because it can get a little jumbled up in the midst of prayer, and you feel like you can't hear God's voice, but He's there.
Yeah, what's your auntie name that told you that?
Chanel Smith.
Shout out Chanel. Yeah, shout out Auntie you making the impact because that's how it is with fellowship and God getting the glory out of different things with people that's connected to God, fellowship and then even ministering and pouring into, because just how you getting poured into by your mom, by your auntie, you're going to be able to pour into people that may need you now, even in the next where you go at Central State, because it's going to be a lot of people from different people, and they're going to be like, what it is about you, it's something different about you, and then you'll be able to tell them, and then that's God getting the glory out of your life, and you might even be able to help somebody that's going through something, different. Looking back, what would you tell your younger version yourself, the difference, standing out and trusting the path for God got for you? What would you tell your younger self?
I would tell her to be more confident. I feel like I started out a little timid, but I feel like having confidence is half the battle. To be able to wake up every day and say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm great. I can do this is so hard. But once you do it, it makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, definitely. What's your go-to place to eat in Toledo after a long day?
Mm, I would say I would probably say Chipotle. I'm a big Chipotle person, or my mom's cooking because sometimes I don't even need fast food. Sometimes I just go buy food from my mom, or just I get it
Yeah,
for free, but y'all can buy it.
yeah, definitely. Go check her out, right here. She always been making amazing meals, and a lot of people love her cooking as well. If somebody was visiting Toledo for the first time, what restaurant besides your mom? Because I know you're gonna tell them, "Hey, my mom cooking," but what restaurant are you taking them to first?
Um, there's so many good restaurants. That's a really hard question. I would probably take them to. I want to say BJ's. I really like BJ's. It's a good deal to get food and get dessert, for a reasonable price. So I would definitely say that.
Hmm. What's better, dressing comfortably or dressing classy when you step out?
I like to dress comfortably. I like to mix the two. I can dress comfortable and still look presentable and classy. So I feel like it's nice to have a good balance. But I would say more so comfortability. But it depends on where you're going.
Yeah. What's one clothing brand or style that really matches your personality?
Um, I I wear a lot of Mud Made stuff. Shout out Mud Made, but that's like
Yeah,
half
shout out
my
Mud, man.
clothing.
Yeah, definitely. And then when you go to school and you see that, they're gonna be like, "What's that?" And you're gonna be able to turn them on. Definitely.
Hmm.
And you could get a Central State Mud Made collab with. Yeah, that'll be dope for you. Are you more likely to spend money on shoes, clothes, or food?
I would definitely say clothes. My closet is packed full. I'm constantly trying to find more space for clothes, so I would definitely say clothes.
Yeah. What's one underrated spot in Toledo that people don't talk about enough?
The art museum. I feel like it's a very like quiet place to go and just hang out with your friends and just to appreciate the art. I love the art museum and it's free. So
Yeah. What's one of your favorite things about growing up in Toledo?
I feel like just knowing everybody. I feel like Toledo is big, but it can feel very small at times. Like everyone knows everyone. It's just having that community and knowing that wherever you go, there's somebody you're going to recognize.
Yeah. What's one Toledo memory you always carry with you after graduation?
I would say my first Mud Hands game. I was probably in like third grade, and my daycare took me, and it was just like the best experience because I'd never been to a baseball game, and just seeing a lot of people that I know and being able to enjoy a game was just really fun.
Did you get a picture with Muddy?
Yes, I did. I don't have it on me, but I remember getting a picture because I was a little scared because I
Yeah.
was scared of mascots.
Yeah. If you could describe Toledo in 3 words, what would it be?
I would say close knit, um, fun is very fun, and it's also very opportunistic. There's a lot of opportunities in Toledo.
Yeah. Before heading to college, what's one place in Toledo you have to visit one last time?
Um, I would say, that's a hard one. I would probably say the art museum again. I love our art museum. It's just something so no one really knows about it unless they're going to take pictures. But I really appreciate us having this there.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you a series of questions before we leave. Either pick one or the other. College dorm life or staying close to home.
College dorm life,
Late night study sessions or early morning grind.
early morning, right?
Sneakers or slides.
Sneakers.
What's your favorite pair of sneakers that you had?
I have some baby blue New Balances, and it feels like there's nothing on my feet, and they're so cute, and I love them a lot.
Chick-fil-A or Chipotle.
Chipotle,
City life or quiet campus vibes.
mm, city life,
Psychology class or criminal justice class. I know you probably ain't gonna know yet, but which one you think
ooh,
gonna be the best?
probably I would say psychology,
Okay. Graduation pictures or graduation parties.
graduation pictures,
Texting friends or FaceTiming friends.
FaceTime my friends,
Being remembered for intelligence or leadership.
leadership,
Senior sunset or graduation walking across the stage.
senior sunset,
Senior skip day or senior prank.
senior skip day,
Moving away for a fresh start or staying close to family.
moving away for a fresh start.
Yeah, definitely. And Sha'RiYah, we're spotlighting you for just all your hard work, being an amazing student, and even doing it the right way. We want you to give words of encouragement to the youth who thrive to excel like you and to be able to even do the things that you do. What's some words of encouragement you can say to them?
I would say to stay focused. I know your parents are probably saying the same thing, and it's probably cliche by now, but stay focused. It is the biggest thing you can do. Even if you fall off track, make sure you get up eventually, because it is not easy. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. It can be hard at times, but you need to keep the goal in mind with every step you take of every day.
Yeah, and just know, Sha'RiYah, your story is bigger than just grades, offers, accomplishments. It's about purpose. You are definitely walking in your purpose. You're staying focused. You're standing apart. You're proving that your intelligence, your discipline, and your character is opening doors from you. And coming from our city, man, like I love Toledo still, even though I'm living down here in Atlanta. I love Toledo. And coming from Toledo, earning 14 offers, being able to be the type of woman that you are, controlling your destiny, keeping God first, never shrink yourself to fit in when you know that God created you to set apart. Central State is about to get somebody amazing, special, that's about to do some amazing things. So we thank you for that, and may God continue to bless you. May He watch over you and protect you as you go to school. No weapon formed up against you shall have the ability to prosper, but He will lead you and put you in front of all the right people to be able to do the things that you can do.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to everyone today.
Yeah, no problem. We're gonna be getting more interviews as you start. You're gonna have to come back. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Sha'RiYah Blackshear.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.